Hello sir, welcome to Punjab2000.com. My name is Jussie and thank you for your time for this interview. How was your experience filming for the 100-foot journey?
Great experience, very memorable and very pleasant. I'm really lucky and I'm grateful that I have got such a big opportunity which involves big names like Spielberg, Oprah Winfrey, Lasse Hallström as the director, and getting an opportunity to work with Helen Mirren. I couldn't have asked for more.
And was it a bit nerve-wracking to know that Spielberg, Oprah Winfrey, heroines in the project?
Well, I've been in the film industry for the last 40 years and I've done unbelievable kind of, because people can't believe that, you've done 250 films. But it is true. But still, I was alert to work with Helen Mirren because she's such a massive talent. I had seen her work, I had seen her Queen, which is immaculate performance, flawless, absolutely. And but she made me feel very comfortable and treated me like an equal, which is very flattering.
From the streets of India to Paris, what was the necessity to include in this film? I mean, what was the prime scene that you had to bring India into Paris?
I think the writer in mind was influenced by a friend of his who was a foodie and who loved food, and he was a fabulous cook himself. And he, as a creative person, wanted to bring a story into the food, and also wanted to create a message. So he chose French food and Indian food. There is a kind of animosity between the two as individuals also, and as restaurants, as a different kind of food, and how it turns into a very harmonious relationship, and and a compassionate relationship between the two, and how important it is to understand each other's cultures, because the kind of world we are living in, every country has a multicultural society.
In the film, I take it you have a love story in there as well?
Yes, it is. It is a love story between two old people, which is a very, very gentle love story, very dignified love story.
Yeah. So from East is East, you're around a fish and chips shop. Here you're in an Indian restaurant. How do you maintain yourself with all the foods around you when you're shooting for the film? I mean,
I've done films without food also.
Yeah.
My Son the Fanatic, for example, is my favorite British film, which was absolutely relevant when we did that, which is almost 15 years ago, and is relevant till today. It was a clash between father and son, where father is a very liberal man, though he's a working class man, but very wise and broad-minded, and the son falls into the trap of fundamentalists. That upsets him, and he leaves home. So as I said earlier, it was relevant then, it is relevant now. I hope it is no longer relevant in future.
Yeah. So when you were offset from filming the 100-foot journey, did you still have to eat the Indian and French food, or was it something different for you?
Well, in a town we were shooting in, which was Alibi, it was not a very big, it's not a city, it's a big town. And I was staying in the middle of the town because I prefer that way. I lived in an apartment where I could cook my own food. And but there were very few restaurants. There was one pathetic Indian restaurant, and there were two Chinese, I think. But most of the restaurants were French. And the only disturbing thing was that in the menu, there was no English menu. It was all in French.
Right.
So we had to ask them, what does it contain, and what is it, etc. And their English was not very good. But anyway, we used to find somebody in the someone would come and explain us what particular dish is this and what does it contain, etc. But lovely people, very welcoming, very hospitable. So I had a great, absolutely wonderful experience.
And my last question is, working with Manish Dayal, did he ask you for advice working with you on the film?
Manish?
Yeah.
He didn't need advice. He was just, every day he used to admire me. He said, how wonderful. I said, you are also wonderful. And we used to sit and chat, and we were more like, he called me Papa. In fact, all my children call me Papa. Even off screen, they used to call me Papa. And even now, the film is over and everything, they still don't call me by name. They call me Papa, And no, I mean, I found his performance brilliant in the film. My favorite scene, which he did, was when he is sharing a meal with a colleague who is having his own home food in a French restaurant. And he's very touched and he has tears in his eyes. It's a silent scene, but I think he did it very, very well.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best for the new film.
Thank you.
Thank you,
God
sir.
bless. Bye-bye.